All right. Welcome back to Trolls Toys. Figure reviews, toy hunts, unboxing and rankings, etc. All right. Welcome back to Trolls Toys for another unboxing and review video. And today we're doing something a little out of ordinary for us. Predominantly we're G.I. Joe and Dungeons and Dragons and WWE, right? But we're dabbling in Star Wars because we found this Sohei Darth Maul figure, who's like 8 years old at this point, from 2017 by Tamashi Nations Bandai at That's Entertainment. And I thought he was too badass to not pick up. So we're going to get him out of the package and see what we're working with. All right. So here he is. I think all of it, I put the outer cover off, so I don't want to lift him too high because I believe all of his accoutrements will fall out. But he comes with an alternate head sculpt, some lightsaber sort of mesh with samurai swords, and many alternate hands. So I'm going to go ahead and get him out of his plastic tomb, and we'll be back. Alright, so here's Sohei Darth Maul out of the package, right? And his hands are not attached at the moment. I guess they just want you to start with the begin your own adventure right out the gate. But I gotta say, he does look pretty menacing. He comes with this sort of beaded necklace that was on him in the pack. So he also comes with a mask that you can put over his face, so we'll try this out as well. These swords are quite badass. I like those quite a bit. He comes with 3 sets of hands. So he's got your gripping hands, which is what we're going to try to get equipped on him so that we can hold the swords. He's got sort of these splayed out hands. I guess you could call them force hands, right? Obviously a pair of those. And he's got fists of fury. But these samurai lightsaber swords, whatever the hell you'd call them, those are pretty menacing. I like those. I'm not normally one on articulation, but I know that this figure is supposed to be highly articulated, or this is my first, I'll call it fancy figure unboxing. So we'll see what we can do. I mean, he's got this that limits him, but he can do the splits. He moves quite fluidly, right? And I'm a rookie at this, so you're gonna have to pardon me as always. He's got quite a bit of range of motion. Oh, he can do Exorcist, Linda Blair type shit, head all the way around if you're so inclined, right? This little attachment does sort of limit his mobility. He does have ab crunch, and like I said, he's from 2017, so he's not a new figure. I just thought he looked badass. And oh, those come off. Those just peg in, so that's good to know. I did not know that. So let's take those fucking things off, because now we can do some Ninja Gaiden type shit. Looks like he's got pretty good range of motion now without those sort of arm covers, or whatever the hell that you would call those, but they just snap on, so that's cool. This does sort of move out of the way, so you can get some good range of motion. I mean, he's way more flexible than a damn G.I. Joe straight out of the package. And I mean, I know this is like a $70 figure originally. We got him on the second hand. I think the box is open. I don't know how much his old owner used him, but he's looking pretty good. So I'm going to try to get some hands on him. Success. With a little bit of heat, we got the hands on, so that works too, because the instructions just said, hey, pop them in, right? But the instructions are all in Japanese, so that's helpful, right? I mean, that's where he's from, I suppose, so I can't really say much about it. He is an import figure after all. And I do think somebody has rotated his arms, or I don't know why he's got a ball peg that's exposed on both of his arms, but he does. And I watched a review video from way back in the day, and they were saying if you rotated his arms backwards, you could get more movement out of his arms because his sleeve was getting in the way, so maybe that's what they did. which is good because I probably would have fucking struggled with that. And then I did also see in the instructions it says, hey, look, you can snap this together and make one badass lightsaber samurai sword. So that's probably what we're gonna do. And then this is not tested ahead of time, but it says that this mask just snaps on, so let's see. Yeah, look at there. Pretty fucking menacing. I mean, he looks menacing without the mask. So let's see, that's without the mask, and now let's go with the mask again. That's with the mask. I think we'll probably use the mask, might as well. So, another thing I've noticed is that the handles on this lightsaber swords are also removable, which is cool. It doesn't say that in the instructions, it just says delicate. But they are removable on both swords, which might be handy because his hand, I think this hand is pretty much enclosed, right? So I'm trying to figure out how to get the lightsaber in there. Or sorry, the light sword. So here's good old Darth Maul with the light swords in each hand, which I think is looking pretty good. And it comes off the handle because you applied a little bit of heat, and bam, we got the handles of the swords in to the hands. And then we just added in the light swords. Let's see if we can get his beads around his neck here. I think they probably go this way. Is that the way that they go? Give him a little bit more pizzazz. We'll see if we can get him in a couple other poses. Once again, this is not my forte. Just giving you an advance notice. So we took one of the light swords out of the hand, got him posed in a, sort of stretched out. I don't know what the hell you call that, but I just like the way that looks. Right. Probably not going to change his hands out again though, because I don't know. Maybe I'm going to try the double light sword, and we'll see how that looks. Yeah, by the way, I'm a dumbass. This extra peg is obviously for these little shoulder things that we took off earlier. Duh. So here we've got him with the double-edged sword in a pretty nice pose. I'm not sure I like these freaking shoulder pad things. This is, and let's try taking this off now. There he is without the mask versus with the mask. I'm not sure which way we're going to display him. But he is looking pretty gnarly. And here we've got him in yet another pose. So, Sohei Darth Maul, and sorry for my lighting, I'm a rookie, right? I'd rather spend money on figures versus lighting at the moment, right? Because I'm just in my infancy. But I do think that as my first foray into expensive figures, or more high-end figures, like I have some Mezco Joes, but I haven't opened them yet, and Flame Toys G.I. Joe. But this is like my training ground on what to do for more articulated figures. I like him. Is he like my favorite figure, even though he's probably, I don't know that he's absolutely my favorite, but he is badass. And his arm just fell off because apparently I didn't have it pegged in. Shambles. So while I do really like this figure, I like it with a double-edged light sword, but that's going to take up a hell of a lot of real estate, so I have to figure out somewhere he can live. And now we put the mask back on him. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, I did put like a forced hand or an open hand over here. But overall, first foray into this Sohei, the Star Wars re-envision as samurais. I like it. I think it's badass. I do look, he's very easy to pose, even though he has all of this, what would be impediments with other figures. The shoulder pads are not my favorite thing. I probably will keep them on though, just so I don't lose them. The beaded necklace is nice, and we did put the mask back on him just because with the mask, I think he looks pretty badass. Once again, apologize for the lighting. I know it's not the best in here. Got to work on that. But as always, this has been Trolls Toys. Thanks for watching my videos, and we'll see you soon.